You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, B&B fans, it's your girl Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we got to talk about that kiss. Finn and Hope Logan were playing tonsil hockey right as Steffy was telling Liam about all the ways that Hope has changed for the worse in recent months. That happened on Friday's episode, right in the last moment. So was that a self-fulfilling prophecy and Hope is busy stealing Steffy's man? Or is this more of Bold and the Beautiful messing with its fans, playing bait and switch? Let's discuss, but if you have not, please reach down and click subscribe. So we've got not only the scene in the cliffhanger moments on Friday with Hope kissing Dr. Finn, and at first he pulls back, then he leans in and starts really making out with her. So not only that, but then there's more. So that kiss is supposedly what's going on while Steffy is telling Liam that Hope has turned into a bad seed. So if that wasn't shocking enough, moments after the show ended, we saw the promo for the week ahead where Hope tells Finn she can't stop thinking about him when he shows up to her little cabin and she starts pulling his clothes off while they're making out passionately. Looks like they are headed to the mattress. All of that seems to add up to Finn cheating on Steffy with Hope and Hope doing her ex-stepsister and boss really dirty. But I'm going to say this to you guys. This is Bold and the Beautiful. Don't forget that. They have zero problems, I feel, personally, in misleading their fans. They have put out promos in the past showing kisses and touches and stuff that never happened and were simply daydreams, fantasies, nightmares, whatever. So in my mind, there's a very good reason to believe they may be bamboozling fans. So there's 5 big reasons I doubt that what they were showing us either in the episode or in the promo is real. So let's talk about these. Number 1, past fakeouts in promos very similar to these. So I just want to say real quick, in case you forgot, in case you're a newer watcher, maybe you don't know, there have been many promos over the years that showed kisses, nookie, other drama that just didn't manifest because it was a daydream or a nightmare. And just further to that point, the whole Finn being dead, Sheila being dead, those are kind of other examples of misdirection. Yeah. And I know some of it's for drama, and I'm fine with that on the show, but they had Tanner doing exit interviews when his character wasn't leaving. They had Kimberlyn doing the same thing, and now she is furiously backpedaling up to this week. I've seen in interviews insisting she really thought Sheila was dead. Okay, maybe she wasn't told what was happening, but I know myself and a bunch of you guys knew from the get-go that was not Sheila that Steffy stabbed that night. So it wasn't shocking when it came out she was alive. I don't know who was shocked by that. I wasn't. I know most of you guys weren't. So just that reason alone, take this cliffhanger Friday and this promo, not just with a grain of salt, with like a whole block of salt. All right, so the number 2 reason I just doubt any of this is really happening is that Finn is so uptight. He is moral to the nth degree. Finn doesn't like shady behavior. And yes, I know his bio mom has engaged in shady behavior and he's willing to forgive her, but that's because he's a forgiving person. That doesn't mean that he endorses shady behavior or that he personally engages in shady behavior. Finn has always been a good guy. That's why they saddled him with Sheila as a mom, was to give him some kind of edge. You remember when he walked into the ER and Sheila was in cardiac arrest, she was flatlining, and his adoptive mom, Lee Finnegan, was standing there watching her die and was not letting the nurse hand her the paddles to bring her back. Finn stepped in and was like, no. And that was not long after, she had shot him and Steffy. He had every reason to let her die. Lee was saying let her die. But he is very even-tempered, very faithful, very loving, to the extent sometimes that I find him kind of dull. And on top of that, he adores Steffy. Even when she tells him to stay in his lane, he loves her. And I also think he's a little scared of her. I will say that. And so that's why I just don't think he would go over to Hope's cabin and start stripping off clothes and, putting his penis in her. I just don't. That's his stepsister, by the way. All right. The third reason, past fakeouts in episodes, similar to what we're seeing. In addition to what I feel were misleading promos, over the past few years, we've also seen misleading daydream type sequences involving Hope. For instance, back in October 2022, they had a scene with Thomas kissing Hope at the very end of an episode. And then the next day, we found out it was his daydream. Fast forward a few months, spring of 2023, scenes of Thomas and Hope kissing and touching, those were her daydreams instead of his. And none of that manifested until after Italy, but it went on for quite a while. We had a bunch of that. So just one more reason I have an issue with this. The fourth thing, Thomas and Hope were a slow burn, a very slow burn. Hope is not somebody who just jumps in bed with someone. She's not a one-night stand kind of girl. She fantasized about Thomas for a long time before she worked up to kissing him. It took them a long time to get together as a pair, and they haven't devoted that kind of buildup for Finn and Hope. Just a couple of lame teases, him massaging her migraine. And by the way, as a migraine sufferer, that's not how migraines work. You get a migraine, you have to go into a quiet room and close the door. They don't just crop up and then go away and then come back 5 minutes late, unless you've got some kind of wonky migraine that I've never heard of, Anyway, the fifth and final thing, Hope is not generally a cheater, and that is her stepbrother. And I will acknowledge before anybody says anything, yes, Thomas was her stepbrother at one point in the past, but not her stepbrother when they were together romantically. And she's not a big old cheater like a lot of people on Bold, like her mom or Steffi or Liam or Dollar Bill. She did kiss Thomas while she was married to Liam. That is true. But she only got in bed with Thomas after she pulled off her ring, after Liam said, "We are done. Divorce is coming." She did kiss Liam when he was with Steffi, but she didn't sleep with him. That whole thing when she got pregnant, he was on some kind of break with Steffi. Anyway, but Steffi boinked Liam while he was actively married to Hope. That was back in 2020. So it's out of character for her. And I know Steffi's saying she's changed, and she has changed in some ways, but I don't think her fundamental values have changed. I think she's loosened up a little bit. And yeah, you could say this is Hope's revenge on Steffi for sending Thomas away and trying to cancel her line, but I just don't feel it. We'll find out on Monday if the kiss is real. And I know the back and forth scenes between Steffi and Liam and then Hope and Finn made it look like Hope is making a move, but I am absolutely reserving judgment for all of these reasons and more. I don't believe it primarily because Bold and the Beautiful has conditioned me to distrust them. And Thomas is back this month, and Hope still loves him. She has to have I think more time to get over him. She wanted a good long time to get over Liam, even before considering an engagement with Thomas, even though she was head over heels for him. And I do think she still loves Thomas, so I don't see her hopping in the sack with Finn. We will see. I could be 100% wrong. However, I lean strongly towards the Friday cliffhanger scene and the promo scene as Hope's just lusty daydreams and not actual reality. We will all find out next week. So drop your comments. I know some of you guys are excited about this, so definitely let me know what you think. Let me know if you are like me and you doubt this. Please subscribe if you haven't, and definitely come back soon. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're talking Bold and the Beautiful 7 days a week.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.